All right, this is Unit 4, Mid-Unit Assessment. Number 1, function W gives or equals the weight of a cat in kilograms when it is m months old. Which statement represents the meaning of the equation W of 7 equals 4 in this situation? So there's only one correct answer. Is it A, when the cat is 4 months old, it weighs 7 kilograms? B, when the cat is 7 months old, it weighs 4 kilograms? Or C, the weight of the cat has been 7 kilograms for 4 months? So you can pause if you need to look back, or you can rewind. You can do that at any time throughout this test. Number 2, function D gives, which means it equals, the distance of a boat from the dock t seconds after leaving the dock. Distance is measured in meters. Here is a graph that represents D. Select all statements in function notation that represent the situation. There are 4 correct answers, so 4 of these are correct. So remember, what is in our parentheses? Those are our x values. What it equals is our y value. So A says D of 30 equals D of 70. So our x values, because both of these are in parentheses, is our x value at 30 the same as our x value at 70? B, D of 10 equals 20. So our x value is 10, our y value is 20. So when our x value is 10, is our y value 20? C, D of 90 is less than D of 160. These are both x values. So where our x is 90, is that less than where our x is 160? D, D of t equals 10 when t is 20. So they're asking the distance at 20 seconds, does that equal 10? So we're looking at our seconds, that's our x. So where our seconds are 20 is our distance 10. E, D of 0 equals 0. So where our x value is 0 is our y value 0. F, D of 0 equals 170. So where our x value is 0 is our y value 170. And finally, G, which says D of 170 equals 0. So where our x value is 170 is our y value 0. Number 3. A ball bounces several times after it is dropped. The graph shows the height of the ball over time. Height is measured in meters and time is measured in seconds. Select all statements that are true about the graph and the situation it represents. There are 3 correct answers here. So our graph has our t seconds and our y value is h in meters. So remember, this is our x and this is our y. So the vertical intercept, which is on the y-axis, shows the time when the ball hits the ground. B, the vertical intercept, again, that's the y-axis, because that's our vertical axis, shows the height from which the ball is dropped. C, the function has the maximum value at the vertical intercept. Again, that's the y-axis. D, the horizontal intercepts, that's along the x-axis of the graph, shows the times when the ball hits the ground. And finally, E, there are multiple maximum values in this graph. So that's the first page. All right, the back side. Number 4. Function R gives, which means it equals, the amount of rain in millimeters measured by a rain gauge t hours since it started raining. Describe what each expression or equation represents in this situation. So you're just writing a sentence about what this means. R of 3 equals 22. and then r of 0.5 equals 14. Part B, it's for the same amount of rain. Function R gives or equals the amount of rain in millimeters measured by a rain gauge T hours since it started raining, but now we're going to put this in function notation. These are written in function notation. So it's when we have the name of our function, which is R, and then we have either we're talking about both the amount of rain or the hours. So 6 hours after it started raining, the amount of rain was 37 millimeters. So how would you write that in function notation? Kind of make it look like this. And then part 2, this one's a little bit different. It won't look exactly like these. It's going to look more like one of your examples, like one of these ones. Well, it's going to look like one of them. One of them looks like this. So it says the amount of rain 1.5 hours after it started raining was the same as the amount 2 hours after it started raining. So that one's a little bit trickier. Number 5, circle all statements that correctly identify the domain and range of this function. So there's 2 correct answers. One of them of your domains is correct, one of your ranges is correct. So remember, this is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. So our domain, the domain includes all numbers from 0 to 8.5, or the domain includes all numbers from 0 to 12.5. So which one of these shows our domain? Then the range includes all numbers from 5 to 12.5, or the range includes all numbers from 0 to 12.5. So one of these shows our range. So circle one of these as the domain, circle one of these as the range. Number 6, consider the following functions. F of x equals 5x plus 2, and g of x equals 8x. So first, you're finding g of 10. So determine which one of these functions you're going to use to find g of 10. And remember, that's our x value that's in parentheses. Then find f of negative 1. So which one of these functions are you going to use to find f of negative 1? Remember that negative 1 is your x value because it's in parentheses. And finally, the last question, number 7. What is the definition of a function? Circle the best answer. There's only one answer here. A relationship that has all real numbers as the input. B, a relationship where every input has one output. Or C, all equations in algebra. All right, I hope you did great.